Can you girls see the screen? Today we'll discuss end of chapter questions of chapter 6. Okay, the second chapter of covalent bonding. So please open your book, page 94. I told you that these questions are included and you will do these questions in copy. Okay, so today, inshallah, I will distribute you a week 5 homework, which will be these end of chapter questions. Okay, so you have to attempt them in copy and submit.
Teacher, are these only 3 questions?
Yes, only these 3 questions.
Okay, teacher, I wanted to ask you about 2 things. Number one, that you actually haven't checked my test. I submitted it. That you told me not to. You told me to submit it before 1 o'clock, and I did, but it still wasn't checked. And number two, I just want to ask you if you got my worksheet. If you didn't, then I'll send it again.
Rashid, what's your name, beta? Let me note down.
Uswa.
Uswa. Okay, Uswa. The tests are not checked. The online girls, the tests are not checked. Okay. Inshallah,
Okay.
I'll check them. And your name, I'll write your name. Wait, I'll write on my hand about your worksheet. Which one worksheet? The covalent bond one or the ionic one?
The covalent bond one.
Um, बाजी ये तार फंसेगी ये नहीं अब बंद होगा girls, men are coming. So if you want to take dupatta, then just go to your class, line wise. Okay, line wise, go quickly. You have 2 minutes. Go and bring your dupatta.
I have a
Only dupatta,
question.
okay? Don't waste your time in wearing a baya. Quickly.
Teacher?
Okay, and the online girls, you have to wait a little bit. Yes.
Teacher, for ionic bonding, that chapter, we have done question 1, 2, 5, and
We did all questions, beta, for ionic bonding chapter. In end of chapter questions of ionic bonding, chapter 5, we did all the questions. I just asked you to leave question number 1 on the book. Rest of the questions you have to do in copy.
Also, teacher, can I submit my covalent bond worksheet tomorrow in class?
Tomorrow in class? Okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Covalent bond 1, yeah, there you can submit later on. But for ionic bonding question answers and worksheet, now I will write late submission. If you submit me the ionic work now.
Okay.
And one more thing, today or tomorrow, I will send you the forms link, okay, in which there will be 20 question answers related to ionic bonding. So I give you 2-3 days. You have to fill that form and submit. Okay, so it will be a like tiny revision quiz. So you can take the help of book as well, and with and your friends also you can discuss. Okay, but you have to submit.
teacher, I have a
Hmm?
question.
Yes.
It's so again, I wanted to I checked my copy work and I saw that I did quite some work wrong. So I just want to ask that the diagrams that I drew, do I just have to draw the electrons on them, or do I have to draw the whole diagrams again?
Just if you can erase and draw the electrons again. Can you erase? Did you draw with pencil or pen?
I draw it with pen, but I can.
If you can, alter on it, but don't make it too dirty. Okay, just try.
Okay.
Who did on 26 September? Sahara.
Do we have to do these questions now?
And Shifa. Huh?
Now? Do you have to do these questions right now?
Not right now. Just note them down in rough work. Okay, later on you can need them. Okay, so I'm starting. The first question, fluorine forms diatomic molecules F2. Diatomic means the molecules with 2 atoms.
2 atoms.
Yeah, the molecules which are made up of 2 atoms, okay, like F2, Cl2, O2. These are all molecules made up of 2 atoms, okay, so they are known as diatomic. Fluorine atoms have 9 electrons. Draw a diagram to show the bonding in an F2 molecule. So we have to draw F2 molecule. So see F2. Okay, and in F2 fluorine, two fluorine atoms are present and both of them are non-metal. So it means there will be covalent bonding. Okay, we have to draw the sharing diagram, dot and cross diagram. Okay, yeah, and in this type of question where they ask you to draw the diagram to show the bonding, okay, to show the bonding. Whenever this word comes, this sentence, to show the bonding, then always you have to draw dot and cross diagram. Even if it is not mentioned clearly, okay, but if it is written, the draw diagram to show the bonding, then always draw dot and cross. Okay, whether it is for ionic or covalent.
Teacher,
Hmm.
do we only have these 3 questions and do we have to do this in a copy right now?
Yes, not right now, beta. Just note down the answers in rough word. Later on, you can need it.
Okay.
Okay, because I'll write it very quickly. So just write the answers, note down the answers or important points on rough work, rough copy. Okay,
Okay.
so total 9 electrons, 2727 is the configuration. Okay, so as you can see that both fluorines need one electrons to get completed. Okay, they need electrons, so they will share also one electron. So two shells, they will overlap. The diagram will be like this. Okay, in the question they've just asked you to draw a diagram, so only draw a diagram, not don't explain them, don't explain it. F, okay, fluorine, and each fluorine needs one electron, so they will share also one. Fluorine number 1 is also sharing one electron. I'm indicating that it with dot, and one electron is in shared area and rest of the 6 electrons are outside, because it has total 7 electrons in the outer shell. And for fluorine number 2 also, out of 7 electrons, it will share one electron and rest of the 6 electrons will be outside. They will be outside. Okay, and after this diagram you can write dot and cross diagram for F2 molecule. Okay, so this is the answer of question number 3.
Teacher,
Note it down quickly.
Video now, or we are going to be giving this as an homework.
Homework.
Don't we have to write? Don't we have to also draw the inner shell?
It's your choice, beta.
Okay.
If you want to draw the inner shell, then draw it, but don't make it too messy. Okay?
Okay.
Then make shells khuli. Yeah. Because sometimes the students make lots of inner shells and they make them so small and like together, so it looks really messy. I don't want that.
It's very hard to make so many.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they draw only the outermost shell to make the diagram clear. Okay, I'm changing the slides, girls. Question number 4. Water is a covalent compound. Its formula is H2O. Hydrogen atoms have 1 electron and oxygen atoms have 8 electrons. Draw a diagram to show the bonding in an H2O molecule. Okay, part A, you have to draw a diagram to show the bonding. Again, the question to show the bonding, it means you have to draw dot and cross. Okay, to show the bonding in H2O. And hydrogen and oxygen, both of them are non-metals. 1 electron in hydrogen, it needs 1 more electron. And oxygen has total 8 electrons. So 2, 6. Okay, oxygen needs 2 electrons. So both of them need the electron, so there will be covalent bonding. Okay, nobody is giving the electron. Do you remember that Mickey Mouse structure that we did in grade 6 in water chapter?
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Yeah, so that's same structure. Okay, the Mickey Mouse one. So it will be oxygen in the middle, oxygen in the middle, and two hydrogen atoms on the side, and their shells will overlap like this. Then each hydrogen needs one electron, so each hydrogen will share also one. So I'm indicating hydrogen electrons by dot. Okay, make them in the shared area. So hydrogen has only one electron, and that one, the same electron, would be in the shared area. And oxygen, 6 total electrons, and it needs 2 electrons to get completed. Okay, so it will share also 2 electrons, because we know that need is equal to shared. Okay, so if they need 2 electrons, it will share also 2 electrons, but 1 electron it will share with one hydrogen, second electron with second hydrogen, and rest of the 4 electrons will be outside. So this is the structure of H2O molecule. Part B. How can you tell that water has a simple molecular structure? Simple molecular means just a simple structure having single bond. Okay, no, it's not a complicated structure. So simple molecular structure, I'm writing the answer that H2O has, okay, just note it down quickly, has a simple molecular structure because each hydrogen is forming recording will be there. Each hydrogen is forming single covalent bond with oxygen. Okay, simple answer.
Also, teacher, in the diagrams, do we have to label or anything?
Yeah, for electrons, label the electrons.
At area, should I write shared pair of electrons?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can write that these are shared pair of electrons and these are lone pair of electrons.
Okay.
So, well, how many lone pairs of electrons are there in oxygen? Lone pairs. How many lone pairs in oxygen? Lone pairs are those which are not shared.
2.
2. Good. There are 2 lone pairs. This one and this one. Okay, 2 lone pairs. And shared pairs are also 2. Okay. Now for part C, draw a dot and cross diagram showing only the outer electrons of a molecule of oxygen, O2. Okay, now they're asking about oxygen and only draw a diagram, no explanation. So draw a dot and cross diagram of oxygen molecule. I'm not drawing it. I will show you the previous slide because previously during explanation I drew oxygen molecule. So yeah, this one. Okay, this is dot and cross diagram for O2. Okay, so you can note it down from here. Oxygen will form double covalent bond. Because each oxygen needs 2 electrons. Each oxygen needs 2 electrons. So each oxygen will share also 2 electrons. Okay, so the dot oxygen is also sharing 2 and the cross oxygen is also sharing 2. Okay, so this is the answer of part C. Question 4. Done?
Yes.
Okay. So let's discuss question number 8 now. Last question. Okay, this is question number 8. Oxygen atoms have 8 electrons. Explain why we can represent an oxygen molecule as this. It looks like spectacles, glasses, eyes, and so why we are using 2 sticks here
Because
in
there's a
bonding
double
electrons?
bond.
Very good, because there is double bond. So answer, oxygen atoms make double covalent bond with each other okay, that is why there are 2 sticks in ball and stick diagram. This is the answer. Part B. What do we call a molecule that is made up of 2 atoms? Very good. Excellent. Diatomic. Diatomic molecule.
Diatomic or diatomic?
Atomic. I wrote M. O-M. Diatomic. Bond. B-O-N-D bond. Okay, C. Give the name and formula of another molecule with the formula X2. Like any other molecule with diatomic H2. Fluorine. We just made it. Fluorine. And there is chlorine also. Hydrogen also. Okay, etc. And not only the formula, you have to write names also. Okay, fluorine. And this is hydrogen. Hydrogen molecule. Part C, give the name. Write anyone. Give the name and formula of another molecule. Okay, so you have to write just anyone. F2Cl2. Okay, whose formula is type X2 type, diatomic. Why is the boiling point of oxygen minus 183? Is it lower boiling point or higher? It's very, very low,
It's a
right?
very low boiling point.
Yeah, very low boiling point. So oxygen, what is the state of oxygen at room temperature? It's a gas. Okay, so it means that after this temperature it will boil. Okay, at a very low temperature at minus 183, this is its boiling point. So after this temperature it will turn into gas. Okay, and below this temperature it's liquid. So oxygen is a liquid at very low temperature. Okay, so it's the nature of oxygen that it's liquid before minus 183 at very, very cold temperature it's liquid. Okay, otherwise it's a gas. Okay, so why is the boiling point of oxygen? The answer for this is very simple. Oxygen is a gas at room temperature in brackets you can write 25 degrees Celsius. Room temperature is 25 Oxygen is a gas at room temperature, and because of weak intermolecular forces, it is liquid below minus 183 degrees Celsius. Okay, so these covalent forces are very weak. Okay, for the ionic compounds, I told you that ionic compounds are solids; they are crystals. Okay,
So they
ionic
have a
compounds.
high melting point.
Yeah, they have a very strong structure. Their force of attraction is very strong, intermolecular forces. So they are solids at room temperature. Okay, but these covalent compounds, they have weak intermolecular forces. So they are mostly liquids and gases. Okay, so these are the three questions. Okay, I will distribute a page today, and you have to attempt them in copy and submit. Okay, now after that we will discuss some further questions. Okay, and those further questions you don't have to do them in copy because I will share the answer key with you. Okay, so we will discuss very quickly in the class, in today's class and the next class, and I will share the answer key with you. So no need to do them in copy. Okay, I'll share another slide with you. The answers are already written in that presentation, so I will share that presentation with you.
And teacher, when are we going to have the test of this chapter?
At the end of next week.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Share. Week 5. Okay, tell me online girls. Can you see the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Teacher, these further questions, are we going to write them in the copy?
No, beta, no.
Okay.
Okay, page 104 of your book.
Assessments.
Huh?
Will these questions also come in the exams and assessments? The
Yes,
further questions.
yes, they are included. Okay, you can see it in your SOS also. In your scheme of studies, these further questions are written. Okay, that they are included. So for the assessments, you have to prepare them. Okay, so right now we will discuss the ionic compounds and covalent compounds further questions. Okay, and after doing the third chapter, metallic one, we'll discuss its further questions also. Okay. Yeah, the answers are written. Okay, so I'll share this presentation with you, so no need to do them in copy. Okay, no need to write them again. Yeah, but you have to learn. Okay, let's discuss. Okay, leave everything and focus. Look at this information about sodium and chlorine. This is question number 1.
Teacher?
Yes. Come on, say it. Hmm? Okay. How many protons does an atom of sodium have?
11.
Yeah. See, two numbers are written with every element. Okay. When you see the periodic table, two numbers will be written. The small number is always atomic number, and it always tells us about the protons and electrons. Okay. So sodium 11 is the atomic number. So 11 will be protons and 11 electrons. Okay. Same number. So an atom of sodium has 11 protons. Okay, number 2, how many electrons does an atom of chlorine have? Yeah, 17. Okay, as you can see, 35 and 17, two numbers are written. So the small number tells us about protons and electrons. Okay. As well as electrons and protons, most atoms contain a third kind of particle. What is its name? Neutron. Electron, proton, and neutron. Okay, three things are present. When sodium forms compounds, it usually does so as a positive ion with 1 unit of charge. Means when sodium forms the ion, it forms the charge positive with 1 unit. Means one positive it forms. Okay. What change in electron structure occurs when a sodium atom becomes sodium ion? Hmm. How does sodium forms sodium ion?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Miss, I was saying if in assessment this chapter came, will we learn this question?
Yes, you have to. That's why
So
we are
teacher,
doing.
why not we writing it down?
No need to write. No need to waste your time because I will share this answer key with you. So why to waste your time? Okay, just keep it with you or you can take the print out.
Okay.
Okay. So sodium forms sodium positive by losing one electron. After losing one electron, what change, if any, occurs in the nucleus when the ion is formed? Nucleus of an atom.
Nothing. The nucleus stays the same.
Yeah, there will be
The
no
number
change.
of protons and neutrons stay the same.
Very good. See, this is nucleus, and inside the nucleus we have protons and neutrons. Okay, so whenever ion is formed, only the outside electrons are lost or gained. Okay, so there is changing only in electron number. Protons and neutrons or the whole nucleus, it will stay the same. Okay, no change. So always remember this, that nucleus will remain the same. No change in protons and electrons. Only electrons will change. Okay. Then when chlorine forms an ionic compound, it gains one electron. What symbol is used to represent the chloride ion formed in this way? Chloride ion is represented by the symbol Cl. And what charge will come on it after gaining one electron?
Negative.
Very good.
A negative
Negative.
charge.
Negative. And one negative. Okay. And if you don't write one, it's fine. Okay. Explain why the formula of for the compound formed when sodium and chlorine react is NaCl but not NaCl2. Why the formula is NaCl, not NaCl2? Because there is one sodium and one chlorine. Okay, one sodium loses the electron and give it to chlorine. So there is one sodium and one chlorine. Sodium and chloride ions join in 1:1 ratio. Okay, this is 1:1 means one sodium, one chlorine. That is why the formula for sodium chloride is NaCl and not NaCl2. Clear? Okay. What does the information given below tell you about the structure of each substance? Chlorine melts at, okay, yeah, this is cross, so it means that this one is not included. Okay. E part, there is a cross on it, so this E part is not included. Yeah, just. Okay, it's about melting and boiling points. So E part is not included. Then we have question number 2. Okay, question number 2 is, when lithium reacts with fluorine, lithium fluoride is formed. It is made up
Teacher, could
of
you move to the
positive.
previous slide? Okay, thank
Teacher,
you.
Yes.
where are the answers of these questions?
It's written in front of you, beta.
Teacher, you can switch the slide now.
Answers are written on the side.
Okay.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, now I can.
Good. Okay, I'll share it with you also, okay? Don't worry. I'll share this presentation. So you will get all the answers. Okay, so lithium fluoride is formed. It is made up of positive and negative ions. How are the positive lithium ions formed from lithium atoms? how lithium positive is formed? It loses the electron. So when lithium atom loses one electron, it will get positive charge. Okay. How are the negative fluoride ions formed? Yeah, F negative is formed after gaining the electron. Okay, after gaining one electron. How are the ions held together in lithium fluoride? The ions are held together by strong
Electrostatic forces.
Yeah, electrostatic forces. Okay, electrostatic forces are the forces which is present between unlike charges. Okay, the force of attraction present between unlike charges. Can you just swipe it? Time's up. Okay, so unlike charges, we know that unlike charges, positive and negative charges attract each other. Okay, so the force between them is known as electrostatic force. Name this type of bonding. This is called ionic bond. Okay, so inshallah we'll start from here in the next class. Okay, discussion will continue discussion. Time is up, you can go. Just learn how to type.
Have a nice day.
Hafiz. Hafiz.
Hafiz beta.
Love is.